Who is the real Dracula? Vlad Tepes, Voivode the Stake, or Count Dracula. Vampire legends go back centuries, but none strike fear into people's hearts like Dracula. But the fictional character created by Bram Stoker was actually based on a real, historical figure. Named Vlad the Impaler, the prince and military leader of Wallachia in southeastern Europe, Stoker used elements from Vlad's real-life story for the main character of his 1897 novel Dracula. Since then, the book has inspired countless horror films, television shows, and other blood-curdling stories. However, according to historians and literary scholars who have studied the connection between the two Draculas, the two men have little in common. Who was the real Dracula? Vlad the Impaler was born in Transylvania in 1431, in what is now the interior of Romania. However, according to Florida State University professor of medieval history and archaeology Florin Corda, the connection between Vlad and Transylvania is weak. Corda says that the connection between the fictional Dracula and Transylvania is true, but that the real Dracula, Vlad III, never owned anything in Transylvania, Bran Castle, which is generally known as Dracula's castle in Transylvania and is now a tourist destination, was never the residence of Th. The castle is simply located in a misty region on top of mountains, and looks eerie, which is why it is thought to be Dracula's castle. But Vlad never lived here. In fact, he never even came here. Vlad III's father, Vlad II, owned a residence in Wallachia, Transylvania, but Corda says it is also not certain whether Vlad was born there. Corda suggests that Vlad may have been born in Targovict, the capital of Wallachia and the seat of his father's rule. However, tourists can visit one castle where Vlad definitely spent time when he was about 12 years old. Vlad and his brother Radu were imprisoned in Turkey. According to Smithsonian Magazine, archaeologists discovered the likely location of the dungeon in 2014. Tokat Castle is located in eastern Turkey. The castle is currently under restoration and is open to the public. It is a very creepy place with hidden tunnels and dungeons. Where did the name Dracula come from? According to the British Museum, Vlad's father, Vlad II, was inducted into the Order of the Dragon, a knightly order of the Holy Roman Emperor. In 1431, this title gave Vlad to a new surname, Dracula. This name comes from the Romanian word drac, which means dragon. Vlad III, according to historian Constantin Rezacevici, would later be known as Dracula's son or Dracula in Old Romanian, hence Dracula. Corda says that the modern Romanian word drac is used to refer to the devil. In her book, Elizabeth Miller recounts that Bram Stoker read a book about Wallachia in 1890 and was particularly impressed by the word Dracula. Stoker wrote in his notes that Dracula means devil in the Wallachia language. This makes it very likely that Stoker named his character Dracula for its satanic connotations. The theory that Vlad III and Dracula are the same people was popularized by historians Radu Florescu and Raymond T. McNally in their 1972 book In Search of Dracula. According to Constantin Rezacevici, the Order of the Dragon Knights had one goal: to defeat the Turks, or the Ottoman Empire. Wallachia, located between the Christian Europe and the Muslim lands of the Ottoman Empire, was often the scene of bloody battles. As Ottoman forces advanced west into Europe and Christian forces tried to push them back, when Vlad was summoned to the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II for a diplomatic meeting in 1442, he brought his two young sons, Vlad III and Radu, with him. However, this meeting was actually a trap. Vlad II and his sons were captured and imprisoned. Vlad II was released on the condition that he leave his sons behind. Historian James S. Keller argues that Vlad II sent his sons to the Ottoman court as royal hostages. Shortly after his horrific impalement of Ottoman prisoners of war, Vlad was defeated by his much more powerful rival, Mehmed the Conqueror, in August 1462 and was exiled to Hungary. Vlad was imprisoned for several years during which time he married and had 2 children. Vlad's younger brother Radu, who had previously sided with the Ottomans, became the ruler of Wallachia when Vlad was imprisoned. However, with Radu's death in 1475, the local boyars and the rulers of several neighboring principalities supported Vlad's return to power. With the support of Moldavian voivode Stephen III, Vlad made a final effort to regain the Wallachia throne in 1476. Despite successfully regaining the throne, his victory was short-lived. Later that year, while on his way to another battle against the Ottomans, Vlad and a small group of his advance, there is considerable disagreement about the location of Vlad's tomb. It is said that he was buried in a monastery in Snagov, in the northern outskirts of modern Bucharest, in accordance with the traditions of his time. However, according to what is told in Turkey, the grave of Vlad the Impaler, that is, Dracula, is actually located around the Aya Yorgi Church on Buyukada, the largest of the islands known as the Prince Islands in Istanbul. European historians have recently questioned whether Vlad was actually buried in the Komana Monastery, located between Bucharest and the Danube River, near the battlefield where he was supposedly killed. The only thing that is certain is that Vlad III, unlike Stoker's Count Dracula, definitely died. But the horrific and spine-chilling stories of his years as the ruler of Wallachia continue to haunt the modern world.